it's important to recognize that only because he was not liked by the Jews or the Christians. So that was something that was interesting that Eleanor Dulles brought up. And I will cite the article. I should have left it pulled up, but I will cite the article. I'll put it in the comments, where this Jewish writer was unpacking that about how there was a lot that was happening behind the scenes in this relationship. And Eleanor was quite shocked. For whatever reason, after her husband commits this suicide, David Blondum, she becomes convinced that it was her brothers that did it, and that, she knew that he had issues with both sides, but she was convinced that her brothers definitely were the reason that forced him to that final step of suicide. And of course, she becomes the one that then photocopies, according to John Loftus, and confirmed by the the founder of the Mossad, if you will. She becomes the one that photocopies all of this evidence to hand over to the Mossad, and that is how the Rockefellers get blackmailed. So Nelson Rockefeller is very interesting because he's this guy who's in oil and working in business. Suddenly he goes into government, and he eventually becomes a vice president of the United States. And then you have also the Dulles. Suddenly they go into government, and he's in the CIA. And when you start to re-examine the lens of why the JFK assassination is so important, it's because it is the day, in my view, that our country became something else, became a country that is under blackmail. That's what I believe in my heart to be true. That seems to be the common sense, the obvious thing here. Operation Mockingbird, the CIA then instantly implements Operation Mockingbird. You have like Alan Dulles overseeing everything that's happening in terms of Congress investigating, which now we know what was the Warren report was a complete joke and a mockery that was being led by a man that we now know was blackmailed. And you have just the CIA investing tons of money in journalists via Project Mockingbird to all say the same things about JFK's death. It is the single, in my opinion, most crucial thing for Americans to look into these documents and to understand what the heck happened with JFK, and to ask every question. To just ask every single question that you have, to come to your own conclusions, to listen to the facts that people are telling you, explore everything, go down every rabbit hole. Because if our instincts are correct, and I believe that they are, then it is the single most important event that has led us to where we are today.